So, Your Excellency, one final question.
Yes.
We're 4 hours on nearly in this interview. You've been very generous with your time.
Come on.
Okay.
Ask the question.
We've painted a gloomy picture here.
Yes.
What can you tell the resistors in all of Traddyland?
Okay, very easy. Our Lady said in Fatima and in 1917 and in Akita in 1973, only I can help you now. Humanly, it's rotten, finished, it's irretrievable, humanly. Cardinal Ratzinger said the church is humanly gone. Well, one of the villains, I think Cardinal Vio said, on his deathbed he said, the church is humanly unrescuable, unrescuable. That was the equivalent of the word he used. He was speaking French, obviously. Cardinal Ratzinger said the same thing. They're clear-sighted and it's true. Humanly, there's no remedy. The only remedy is with God. And Almighty God can do anything he likes in his creation, except his purpose is not to have robots in heaven, is to have people who have freely chosen and freely chosen to love him in heaven. Those are the ones who will deserve to be in heaven. Therefore, that's the purpose of the university. The purpose of the university is not to fill hell, but to fill heaven. Therefore, God is certainly going to intervene to clean up this mess. There will be a tremendous chastisement, out of which will come a golden age lasting maybe 25 years. But it will be a golden age, and it will be a wonderful golden age. Proportionate to the dross and muck of today will be the gold of tomorrow, when the whole world will be Catholic. After they've all experienced the anger, the wrath of God, which will be frightful, of punishment such as men have never seen, worse than the deluge. Fire will fall from the sky, eliminating a large part of mankind, sparing neither, both the good and the bad, sparing neither priests nor faithful. And the survivors will be in such a state of desolation that they will envy the dead. Now that's all negative, but it's not, it's positive, because it means that God will certainly clean up this mess in his good time, at the moment that he chooses. In the meantime, only I can help you now, and she says, at that moment you will have two weapons, the rosary and the sign left by my son. I think that the sign left by my son is the sign promised in the second of the three great prophecies of Garabandal. A great warning, a great miracle, a great warning, a great miracle, and then if mankind still doesn't give a great chastisement. That's Garabandal. Garabandal, from my mind, on the evidence, is certainly true. That's not the opinion of everybody. It's not the opinion of a lot of churchmen, because she said, amongst other things, in one of the two solemn messages, one at the beginning, the other at the end of the apparitions, in the solemn message at the end of the apparitions, she said, amongst other things, many cardinals, bishops and priests are on the road to perdition, and they are taking many souls with them. This was in 1965, the year of the closing of the council. Many cardinals, bishops, how could you more accurately describe the situation? But it didn't mean that the conciliar churchmen are very fond of Garabandal. So it's never been properly and officially condemned, but it's been thoroughly, for tens of years, disapproved of.
Wasn't that the one? So I'm not a huge private revelation. Is that the one where the children were like walking in spider positions?
Yes, correct.
Don't some people say that that's kind of a satanic...
Look, you can't have it both ways. Either you want evidence of a miracle or you don't want evidence of a miracle. These walks were always, firstly, the children were dressed in not very long mountain girl skirts. Never was in any of their walks anything immodest. And yet they were completely, they had their eyes and all their mind fixed on heaven or on the Virgin that they were seeing. They were walking backwards up stony paths with relatively mountain skirts, nothing ever immodest. How does that happen? Do you want evidence or don't you? If you're given evidence, will you respect it or won't you? Take your pick. I don't want the evidence, therefore it wasn't evidence. Okay, I know where you are. I know it's evidence, but I reject it. Okay, I know where you are.
I'm not sure I've heard that particular argument about modesty.
Look into the Garabandal apparitions. Get on the internet and find out. Inform yourself. Because they are a real clue as to the future. So the future is dark up until the chastisement. The chastisement will be terrible, but after the chastisement and many people killed, it's going to be a golden age. But not will last very long. Because people will no longer have to invent the computer. All they have to do is recreate what they remember.
There's one thing I'm afraid of, Your Excellency.
What?
Because we don't have the straw in our bricks anymore,
Yeah.
when the chastisement comes, will I withstand it?
Sufficient for the day is the evil thereof. Your collar is gone again. Don't worry about it. Sufficient for the day is the evil thereof, especially if from now until then you do what she says. Only I can help you now, she says. What she says immediately after, that will find themselves in such a state of desolation that they will envy the dead. At this time, pray the Rosary for the Pope, for the bishops, and for the priests. And that's it.
Your Excellency, thank you very much for taking the time to give this...
To all readers, pray 15 mysteries a day. If you're serious about doing something to protect your future, to protect your family, to look after yourself, to help the Mother of God, to do what she can to rescue the world from these unconvertible sinners and from all these poor politicians, these poor doctors, these poor lawyers, these poor leaders. They're useless, she's saying. But what you can do, what you and I can do, is do what she says, which is pray the Rosary. Quite simple. Nothing very complicated, nothing highly intellectual, nothing apparently effective. But I promise you that a rosary of 15 mysteries, seriously prayed by a devout soul, will do much more for the good of the Church and the world than all the schemings of Westminster, all the schemings of Washington, all the schemings of the doctors. Forget it. She has the power, because she's right next to the omnipotent God. She's right next to her Son, and she is the instrument that he is using to save what can still be saved in this rotten scene, made rotten by men, not by God. Therefore, all listeners or readers or watchers who want to do something, 15 mysteries a day.
There it is. Your Excellency, thank you very much.
Okay, sure. Great.
God bless.